welcome back to Creative Manifestation. Today I wanted to talk about my gray hair update because this process is such an intense one for a lot of people. And the reason is because of our society, our conditioning. We have been really programmed to not accept our gray hair, and that's why it's a challenge for a lot of people. And even coming up against, dealing with people out in the world, like even today I had a situation where I mentioned to someone I was growing out my gray, and they sort of took a step back, like, whoa, like, why would you do that? In those times, you have to just kind of stay strong in that, in your conviction to go gray. And that's why we really need to have a lot of conviction on this. I create a PDF, it's an 8-page PDF to help people go gray. Really like techniques that you can do to help yourself during the process of going gray. It is a $2 for the PDF. I have it in my Buy Me a Coffee link down below if anyone's interested in it. This has some like techniques, hairstyle ideas to go gray. It's 8 pages, and there are some photographs in there of to get some inspiration. And also I have emotional things in there, certain things that we can start doing and implementing in our lives, practices to start embracing our gray hair and loving ourselves. And that's really what this is all about. In my opinion, that's what this journey is about. At least for me, that's how I feel about it. And it may not be that for everyone. Maybe some people just want to stop coloring their hair and stop going to the hairdresser. And that's totally fine if that's your reason. For me, it's definitely a deeper reason. And I wanted to talk about that because it may not be that for everyone. And if it's not, that's totally fine. And about self-acceptance and self-love. And it's part of my self-awakening journey. Why I say that is because when you become conscious of things in reality, which is what I've been going through, you start to question things. So you start to question narratives, you start to question, what is this reality? And you start to question the things that we agree to in this reality. And one of those things for me was going gray. And because part of this for me is to heal, self-healing, internally and externally. And so on this path, I've really, wanted to go more natural. Yes, I still wear makeup and things like that. I do like to wear natural makeup, but some people might question that, like, oh, why are you wearing makeup? And because, I enjoy that. I did come from the beauty industry. I do enjoy makeup. I just, like to wear more natural makeup that doesn't have a lot of chemicals in it. As I've talked about on my channel before, that I've had, health issues with my autoimmune health issues, and also a cataract in my left eye that I had to have surgery on. So a lot of this does have to do with health for me, and kind of cleaning up my products, cleaning up my body, these types of things. And that's also part of my sort of awakening process too, is, looking at what I'm putting on my body, those types of things. And so a lot of this is for me health related, and also just questioning, those narratives of, even just gray hair being attractive. And I do think it's beautiful. I do think it's attractive. And that's the thing. I've reprogrammed myself to love gray hair and to really think it's cool. And as I've said before, mystical, because I love mysticism. And that's something that I really seek in my life, is learning about these types of topics, like mystical topics. And I love gray hair. I think it has a mystical quality to it. And so that's what I want to share on my channel. Is it's not just about like the physical aspect. It's more of a deep update, I would say. Not just about, where the status of my hair, but I will talk a little bit about that as well. Just my hair is really growing in. I don't have a lot of color in the back of my hair anymore, and it looks like I have a long way to go, but I actually really don't have that long to go. And this strategy that I use to go gray, I really recommend if you want to kind of take the long haul. Because I really started this probably in 2020, and I would say because I stopped coloring the back of my hair. And then I was only doing the top with a single process, and then I started gray blending with highlights. I might have been further along if I didn't go that route, but it was pretty painless for me, I would say, in the sense of my hair all along kind of looked good to me in a way. Like I have, I have the demarcation a little bit with like the gray and then the blonde growing out, but it's really the top layers of my hair that still have this blonde color on it. As you can see down here, this is mainly all my natural hair right here. I have a little bit of color still left in the very bottom, but the lighting in here is a little different. I filmed in a different room. But so this is grown out, like this bottom part, and like mostly the back. And I have a lot of dark hair still. So that's another thing on this path. Like you don't necessarily know how your hair is going to be. I definitely have more white at the top. I don't have as much on this side. So it's all, different for everyone. And that's part of the fun, is kind of seeing it being revealed as you go on the path. But really, this to me is such an inner journey, and it's about self-acceptance, but also being very determined in your own vision, because you are going to, have people potentially say things to you that you may not, that might influence you to not want to stick to the path. And also, people in your environment, things in your environment. And that can be really challenging. So I feel like it's a lot of inner work that really needs to come with this if you want to stick to it. And even going through the process itself, it's kind of like as within, so without. You start to embrace yourself through this process as well. So it kind of facilitates that in a way, and it facilitates kind of this like transformation within. In my case, at least, that's how I feel, and everyone may not feel that way, but for me, that's how it's been. And so I haven't had like anyone in my life say really anything to me. One person said, "Oh yeah, you would look younger with, colored hair." And the thing is, though, I don't care about that. My goal isn't to look younger. That's not my goal in life. My goal in life is not to look younger, to, placate people, or to make other people feel comfortable with my decisions about my hair. My goal in life is to evolve, and in my case, that's for me the choice I'm making. To evolve is one of the choices, to clean up my environment, not use the dye on my head, to clean up my body. And, I have more things to do in that, regard. So I just really want to embody this process, and I believe that it's going to be a wonderful choice that I made. And you can always change your mind if that is, you want to go through it and then you are like, I don't want to do this and I'm going to color it. And that's totally fine too. Have a little bit of support, because it's a little bit of a challenge sometimes when we have all of this external stimulation and all of these external things that are not really in alignment with this choice. And that can be challenging. And that's why it's really important to put people into your environment. And there's a whole Silver Sisters community out there that I recommend, following them, putting them in your reality, because when you put things in your reality, that's what you focus on. And that's the power of perception. this journey, and I talk about this all the time because it's such a powerful thing to do. But it doesn't necessarily mean we're changing other people's perception. That to me is a long-term game. As far as, more and more people going gray and more people embracing their gray is going to change the perception of gray hair down the road. This may not be right now, but it will change down the road. I even saw Selma Hayek actually in a movie recently who had her silvers popping out in her hair. And I was like, it's already happening. Like, it's going to happen. This stuff is going to become more mainstream because once people start embracing it, it's going to be, you kind of have to go with that in a sense in movies and television, and it's going to be seen more. It really will. I really believe that, and I think it's definitely going to happen. So, it's just changing the narrative, changing the story. There are options out there to go through this process. If you want to do things to your hair along the way, that's what I made the PDF for. And also, for some inner practices to do to help you on your journey if you're interested. So I'll link the PDF below. I hope you're all doing well on your gray hair grow out journeys if you're choosing to do so. And I will see you in the next video.